Okay, we actually had dinner in the sukkah tonight. And we're going to go inside to do the Shabbat service, okay? So
I love the lights.
Pardon?
I love the lights on it. How cool.
Well, that was something that Jeff and Mary started doing last year, I think. And you can see that people came and helped decorate the sukkah. And so it is really nice. And we've done our ushpazin of welcoming people into the sukkah. I'm going back inside because it's a little chill for me outside. And we have things going on in here. We did the ritual with the lulav.
Oh, that's a lulav.
And our etrog.
Oh, look at the etrog. Looks like a big lemon, doesn't it?
Yeah. And
look at this paper.
Good. And people took turns saying the prayer and shaking the lulav and etrog together.
That's a rabbi now. Where's the rabbi doing?
I'm gonna try putting this in a stand. Let's see if that works. Okay.
And that's
Does everybody have a siddur? On the back table is the siddur, Mishkan Tefillah. And we lit a candle before sunset so that we could transfer the flame to our, there we go, to the Shabbat candle. All right, I need someone to come up for lighting the Shabbat candle. Phyllis? Phyllis, can I get your help? Courtney? Yeah. So we need someone, we need to light the Shabbat candle. And the blessing for lighting the candle. Denise, you want to come up and help light Shabbat candle? Your choice. Go ahead.
Asher kishanu b'mitzvotav, sivanu l'chadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Amen. Okay. I'm working with a different kind of stand here, so bear with me, folks. We're going to do it a little bit shorter service tonight because we have lots of little kids here. And we enjoy that. And so this is kind of going to be more of a like a little family service. So if you could turn to page 10, 128 in the bracket. Hey kiddos, Aviv, Talia, do you know Hine Matov? Oh, well, let's try doing this together. Hine Matovu Manayim Shevet Achim Gam Yachad. Hine Matovu Manayim שבת אחים גם יחד, הנה מה טוב, שבת אחים גם יחד, הנה מה טוב, שבת אחים גם יחד. And then we're going to jump ahead for Psalm 29, sometimes called the standing psalm. So if it's your custom, go ahead and stand for this or just rise up in spirit. This is on page 18, 136 in the bracket. Mizmor leDavid, havu l'Adonai b'ne'elim, havu l'Adonai kavod va'oz, havu l'Adonai kavod shemo, ishtachavu l'Adonai b'chadrat kodesh. Kol Adonai Almayim El Kavod Hirim, Adonai Almayim Rabim, Kol Adonai Ba'achor, Kol Adonai Be'edar, Kol Adonai Shover Arazim, V'shai Be'adonai Et Azrei Halvanon. Vakikedem kamo ego, levan von Syrian, kamon von Rehemim. Kol Adonai, chotzet lavotesh, Kol Adonai, Yachil midbar, Yachil Adonai, midbar kahadesh, Kol Adonai, Yachil alo, Vachesov, Ya'arot, Ukechelo kulo omer chavod, Adonai la'amo yashav, Yeshev Adonai melech le'olam, Adonai oz le'amo yitei, Adonai yevarech et amo v'shalom. You may be seated. For now, we come to Lecha Dodi on page 2138 in the bracket, and we'll do verses 1, 2, 8, and 9. And on the course between 8 and 9, we rise and we face the entrance. And if it's your custom on verse 9 to bow and greet the Shekinah, the Sabbath bride, then do so. Yai dai 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 yai dai 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 yai dai dai yai dai 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 Lecha dodi likra kahala Peni Shabbatni kavala Lecha dodi likrat kahala, Pnei Shabbatnei kabbalah, Shamor v'zachor b'tibur echad, Hishmi'anu el chamiuchad, Adonai echad, U'shamo echad, L'shem u'tiferet v'litilah, Lecha dodi, Lecha dodi likrat kahala, Pnei Shabbatnei kabbalah, Lecha dodi likrat kahala, Pnei Shabbatnei kabbalah, Likrat Shabbat lechu v'nelecha, Ki mechocha bracha, Mirosh mikedem nesucha, Soch ma'aseh v'machshavati la. Lecha dodi likrat kahala, Pnei Shabbatnei kabbalah, Lecha dodi likrat kahala, Pnei Shabbatnei kabbalah. Ya'aminu smo tifrotzi, V'et Adonai ta'aritzi al yadish ben patzi v'nisimcha v'nagila lecha dodi likra kala pene Shabbat nekabala lecha dodi likra kala pene Shabbat nekabala Boi v'shalom mahateret ba'ala gam b'simcha u'tokola toch emunei am segula boi chala lecha dodi likra kahala pene Shabbat nekabala Lecha dodi likrat kahala pene Shabbat nekabala. You may be seated. So, we just did Ushpazim, welcoming people into our sukkah. And now we're going to welcome our companions, if you will, for Shabbat that will guide us home when we're done tonight. And that's with Shalom Aleichem on page 24, 142 in the bracket. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech Malachei Malachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu Boachem LaShalom Malachei HaShalom Malachei Elyon Mi Melech Malachei HaMalachim HaKadosh Baruch Uni LeShalom Malachei HaShalom Malachei Elyon Mi Melech Malachei HaMalachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu Setachem LeShalom Malachei HaShalom Malachei Elyon Mi Melech Malachei HaMalachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. We turn to page 27, 145 in the bracket, and together read a prayer which at this time of year seems even more appropriate. Teach me, O God, a blessing, a prayer on the mystery of a withered leaf, on ripened fruit so fair, on the freedom to see, to sense, to breathe, to know, to hope, to despair. Teach my lips a blessing, a hymn of praise, as each morning and night you renew your days. Lest my day be today as the one before, lest routine set my ways. We rise for the call to worship on page 28, 146 in the bracket. Arku et Adonai hamevarach, Baruch Adonai hamevarach leolam vaed. You may be seated. We continue on page 31, 149 in the bracket on the bottom half of the page together. This is an hour of change. Within it, we stand uncertain on the border of light. Shall we draw back or cross over? Where shall our hearts turn? Shall we draw back, my brother, my sister, or cross over? This is the hour of change, and within it we stand quietly on the border of light. What lies before us? Shall we draw back, my brother, my sister, or cross over? Baruch atah Adonai ha'ma'ariv ha'ravim. We turn to page 33, 151 in the bracket at the top of the page together. As you taught Torah to those whose names I bear, teach me Torah too. Its mystery beckons, yet I struggle with its truth. You meant Torah for me. Did you mean the struggle for me too? Don't let me to struggle alone. Help me to understand, to be wise, to listen, to know. Lead me into the mystery. Baruch atah Adonai ohev amo Yisrael. Page 34, 152 in the bracket for the Shema. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Vaed. Page 37, 155 in the bracket. Love your God with every heartbeat, with every breath, with every conscious act. Keep in mind the words I command you today. Together, teach them to your children. Talk about them at work, whether you are tired or you are rested. Let them guide the work of your hands. Keep them in the forefront of your vision. Do not leave them at the doorway of your house or outside your gate. They are reminders to do all my mitzvot so that you can be holy for God. I am Adonai, your God. I led you out of Egypt to become your God. I am Adonai, your God. Page 39, 157. Bottom half of the page. Together, in a world torn by violence and pain, a world far from wholeness and peace, give us the courage to say, Adonai, there is one God in heaven and earth. The high heavens declare your glory. May the earth reveal your justice and love. From bondage in Egypt, we were delivered. At Sinai, we bound ourselves to your ways. Inspired by prophets and instructed by sages, time and again, we overcame oppressive forces. Though our failings are many and our faults are great, it has been our great glory to bear witness to our God, keeping alive in dark ages your vision of a world redeemed. Let us continue to work for the day when the nations will be at one and at peace. Then shall we rejoice as Israel did, singing at the shores of the sea. Mi chamocha ve'elim Adonai, mi chamocha neder b'kodesh, nohara tehilot, osef eleh, malchuta ra'u banecha, okay, ayam lifnei Moshe u'Miriam. Ze'eli anu v'maru Adonai yamloch le'olam va'ed v'ne'ema kifad Adonai et Yaakov u'lo miyad hazak mimenu Baruch atah Adonai Gal Yisrael. Page 41, 159. I'm adding this interpretive version of this in honor of a peace process that hopefully is taking foot right now in Israel and Gaza, and hopefully will bear fruit, starting with the release of all the hostages in the upcoming next few days. Together, sing the song of men and women joined in understanding and respect, the song of God's miracles, an earth protected and cherished, a gift for our children and the generations to come. Song of a land once ravaged by war, now quiet and content, her soldiers home to leave no more. The song of a world redeemed, the song of peace. Page 43, 161 in the bracket, together at the top of the page. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Adonai, help us to walk with good companions, to live with hope in our hearts and eternity in our thoughts, that we may lie down in peace and rise up waiting to do your will. Baruch atah Adonai, aparis sukkah. Shalom aleinu ve'akol amo Yisrael ve'al Yerushalayim. Page 44, 162. Rise if it's your custom, or rise in spirit for the covenant of Shabbat. V'shamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat. La'asod et ha-Shabbat. L'doratam berit olam. V'shamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat. La'asot et ha-Shabbat l'doratam berit olam. B'ni uvein b'nei Yisrael oti le'olam. V'shamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat. La'asot et ha-Shabbat l'doratam berit olam. Ki sheshet ya'amim asa Adonai, et hashamayim ve'et ha'aretz, v'shamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, la'asot et ha-Shabbat, l'doratam berit olam. Uvayom ha'shavi, shavat vayinafash, Shabbat vayinifbash, v'shamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, la'asot et ha-Shabbat, l'doratam berit olam. We come to the tefillah, which goes pages 46 through 62, 164 in the bracket to 180 in the bracket. But before we start, I want to point out that there is a portion on page 58, 176 in the bracket after the Modim Menachnu Lach that we acknowledge. There's a section for, oh, maybe I have the wrong page here. I'm sorry, I do. It's page 56, 174. It's after Retzei and after find favor. It says Rosh Chodesh, Pesach, and Sukkot. There's an insertion for Sukkot, which it's appropriate to include that Sukkot inclusion in your davening. So we'll start out together, and then we will continue on our own silently. You can use the text in this book, a different book, or whatever, prayers from the heart. This is where we as a community have private conversations with our Creator. We're going to face east because we face to Jerusalem when we do our Amidah, unless we're in the large sanctuary because the ark is to the west. So, Adonai sevatai tiftachu fi agita hilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, Elohei avotenu v'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzhak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah. El Hagadol, Hagibor Hagora, El Elyon, Gomel Hasadim Tovim, V'Konei Hakol, V'Zocher Hasadei Avot V'Imot, Umavei Kurula, L'Bnei V'Neihem, L'man Shamo V'Ahava, Melech Uzehu Mashiach, Baruch Adonai, Magein Abraham Yezrat Sahara, Atagi Bole Olam Adonai, Mechai Hakol, Atavrav LaHoshia, Morid Atal, Mechalchei Chaim B'Chesed, Mechai Hakol B'Rachamim Rabbi, Sohomech Noflim V'Alfei Cholim, Umatir Asurim, Unkayem Emunato, Lishanei Yafa, Michamo Kaval Geverot, Umidom Elah, Melech Mimid Umchaye, Umatzmiach Yeshua, V'ne'eman Atah L'chayot HaKol. Baruch atah Adonai Mechayei HaKol. Lo yisagoy el goy cheret, lo yimadu od milchama. Lo yisagoy el goy cheret, lo yimadu od milchama. Lo yisagoy el goy cheret, Lo yemedul milchama. Nation shall not take up sword against nation. They shall never again know war. Don't stop. After beating the swords and the plowshares, don't stop. Go on beating and make musical instruments of them. Then, whoever wants to make war again will have to turn them into plowshares first. Ose shalom bimruhuma, uyase shalom aleinu, ve'akol Yisrael. El kol yoshvei tevel, v'emeru amen, v'emeru amen, amen ve'amen, amen ve'amen, v'emeru amen, amen ve'amen. Amen ve'amen, v'emeru amen. So who knows where we're at on Torah this week? There actually isn't a parsha for this week. Anybody know why? Because we got to just before the end of Devarim, and if we were to read that now, we would be spoiling Simchat Torah, because we read the very end of Devarim and then begin with Bereshit at Simchat Torah. Now, unfortunately, this year, we're not going to have a Simchat Torah service here. It just became too complicated between people who we would need to, in order to be able to read Torah, being out of town, and the fact that it would give us 3 nights in a row of having services here. And after High Holy Days, we think it would be hard to get a good turnout. Why 3 nights in a row? Well, that'd be Simchat Torah. And then the next night is our 25th of Tishri observance. In Israel, the rabbinate, and as far as I knew, the secular government agreed to move the October 7th observance, which occurred on Simchat Torah, occurred on Shabbat in the secular year 2023, from the 22nd of Tishri, move it 3 days to the 25th of Tishri, so that we would not be mourning during which should be a joyous celebration. Okay. Then the following night is Shabbat. So we are on a practical level going to do 2 out of 3. And Simchat Torah, people can celebrate that at home, or they can go to Laramie or to Fort Collins. There's other celebrations going on. Next year, when we have a rabbi, we may try doing 3 in a row. We'll see. We turn to page 253 for our Mishaberach. And on our healing list, we have Marva'an Rafaela Bat Sarah Amenu, Jason Bloomberg, Tim Solon, Ed Clark, Eliava Bat Sarah, Malka Bat Esther, Cheryl Cohn, Patrick Van, Amy Davis, David Shlomo Ben Chaya Yokoved, Dorothy Feldman, Lila Galinsky, Jackie Giorgio, Joe and Priscilla Golden, Rivka Haya Bat Hana Rivka Bat Sarah, Morris Gardner, Babs Klein, Yaakov Ben Menachem Mantacha, Barbara Bracha Bat Hinya Mantacha, Henry Stinson and Melvin Sanders, Roger and Patricia McDaniel, Donna Pepper, Benjamin David Ben Talia Ruth, Micah Ben Talia Ruth, Georgia Young, Marianne Palmer, Dwayne Zobel, John Slingwine, Adrian Mantacha, Sigurd Johnson, son of Otto, or Raz Mantacha, Aharon Yaakov Ben Pesach, Sue Decker, Carol Hirschman, Debbie Collier, Rick Padilla, Karen Everett, Jamie Tenorio, Leo and Derek Robinson, Lonnie Riddenauer, Mary Wilsey, Alex Kremsler, Margaret Eisenbach Bloomberg, Matthew Snyder, Tikva McKinnon, Deb Whaley, Reverend Bob Murphy, Stephanie Sterling, and William Fitterman. In the room here, are there any other names to add? On Zoom, are there any names to add? You can unmute yourself and say their name.
Please.
Lori Jean Swift.
Yoshua Nachum Ben Rutadina, Elisa Pomerantz Burrow.
Vicki Ryan, Ken Otto.
And for all of them, and for all of those who are suffering the ravages of war, and also needed healing for people whose names we do not know. On page 253, 371 together. Misha Berak Avotenu mikor habracha leimotenu. May the source of strength who bless the ones before us help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen. Misheberach imotenu mikor habracha leavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shalama, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say Amen. We turn to page 282 for the Elenu, and we rise and face the east towards Jerusalem. And we carry through, this is 586 in the bracket at home. We'll continue then with 284, which is 588, and then 287, 591. I will not be calling out pages in between this. Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon hakol, l'tegedula leotzeh breshit, shelo asanu kagoye haratzot, v'lo samanu k'mishpachat adama, shelo sam chelkeinu chahem, v'gor aleinu chachol hamonam, ve'onachnu korim, u'mishtachavim u'modim, lifnei melech, Malkel HaMalkim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Shehu Notei Shamayim Ve'yoser Haaretz, U'moshev Yikaron B'Shamayim Ima'al, U'Shchinatu Zo, Ve'gov Hei Meromim, Hu Eloheinu Einot, Emet Malkeinu Efesulato, Kakatu v'torato yedata yom shavota elavavecha ki Adonai hu Elohim b'shamayim mima'al v'yal haaretz mi'itach einot. May we gain wisdom in our lives, overflowing like a river with understanding, love to each of us for the peace we bring to others. May our deeds exceed our speech, and may we never lift up our hand but to conquer fear and doubt and despair. Rise up like the sun, O God, over all humanity. Cause light to go forth over all the lands between the seas, and light up the universe with joy of wholeness, of freedom, and peace. Ne'emav haya Adonai l'melech kol haaretz vayom hahu yeh Adonai echad u'shamo echad. Okay. We recall, you can be seated. We recall those who have died within the past year. Sophie Halfon, Marilyn Beeman, Rebecca, daughter of Ava and Shai, Joel Bloomberg, Mike Smith, Jay Stark, Tama Nisbet Wolf, Dennis Quayle, and Nahum Gelber. We also recall those whose yahrzeits are coming up in the upcoming week. moment. I gotta double check my calendar here and make sure I'm getting the right names. I apologize. Hyman R. Cohn, Harold Gelber, Esther Stark Davidson, Joe Gardner, Louis Shapiro, Sarah Walensky, Shirley Quiet, Jane Rothman, William Vita, Louis Pasternak, Edith Udovitz, Samuel Cohen. Are there any names in the room here that anybody want to add? On Zoom, are there any names that you want to add?
Arlene Parker.
Okay, we rise as a community to comfort the mourners among us and to remember those who have no one else to remember them. On page 294, 598, Yit Gadal ve'yit Kadash Shemei Rabbah Be'alma Divra Kirute Ve'emlich Malkute B'chai Echon U'vyom Echon U'b'chai L'chol Be'et Yisrael Bagala Uzman Kariv V'meru Omein Ehe Shmei Rabba Mevarak Le'olam Omei Omaya Yitbarak Ve'yishtabak Ve'yitba'a Ve'yitranam Ve'yitnaseh Ve'yitadav Ve'yitalei Ve'yitalal Shemei Kudasha Ve'yaraku Le'ela Mincho Bechirata Beshirata Tush Bechata V'nechamata Da'amiram V'meru Omein Yehe Shlama Rabba Min Shemaya V'chaim Aleinu Ve'al Yisrael V'meru Omen Oseh Shalom B'mima Afuya Oseh Shalom Aleinu Ve'al Yisrael V'meru Omen. And Phyllis, do you have announcements for us? Is Phyllis in here? Yes, she is here. Okay.
Thank you all for coming, and please stay for Onik. Okay, announcements. On Sunday at noon, we have a sisterhood meeting. At 3:30 on Sunday, we have a C's coordinating committee meeting. Yes, it's that time of year again, the candy sale. Monday, and it is also our family promise rotation week on Sunday and Monday. And then Monday at 5:30, we have Bibles and Beer at Uncle Charlie's. Wednesday at 6:30, board meeting via Zoom. Thursday is the memorial service that Jason mentioned, and that would be at 7 o'clock. And then we have services on Friday. So another quiet week.
And I made a error here on when I was reading the Niftar list. There were two names that were submitted to us to include, and I accidentally missed reading them. So I'm going to read them now. It still counts for Kaddish. Irina Zarutska and Charlie Kirk. So in the spirit of trying to be optimistic about efforts towards peace, we turn to page 353, 657 in the bracket. This was a song that in better times was very popular in Israel, and I think is, if you will, a mantra of trying to encourage peace. Od yavo shalom aleinu, Od yavo shalom aleinu, Od yavo shalom aleinu ve'al kulam. Aleinu ve'akol halam, salam, salam, salam. Aleinu ve'akol halam, halam, salam, salam. Od yavo shalom aleinu, Od yavo shalom aleinu, Od yavo shalom aleinu ve'al kulam. Shabbat shalom, everybody.
Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom. bye.
Say Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat shalom, bye.
Shabbat Shalom.
You got kiddos in Zoom